Hello everyone. This class we are going to learn about the lesson belief that books will never disappear. Roberto Alifona, Argentina poet, storyteller, essayist and journalist, was born in the city of General Pinto, province of Buenos Aires in 1943. His books have been translated into several languages from 1974 to 85. He worked with George Louis Borges. Let us learn the summary. This lesson presents extracts from face-to-face interview between George Louis Borges and Roberto Alifana. George Louis Borges was an Argentine short story writer, essayist, poet, and translator who became partially blind at the age of 55. In this interview, Borges shared his views on the importance of books in the era of globalized electronic communication. Instantly, Borges shared his views, observation about a few other topics like poetry, metaphor, and literature as well. Besides expressing his feeling about his mother and his blindness, Alifana, the interviewer, asks questions about each of the topics mentioned above, and Borges expresses his views in responses to them. The interview begins with the first question: what was your first literary reading? In reply, Borges tells him that the first literary work that he had read was Grimm's Fairy Tales in the English version. Then Borges tells his interviewer that he learned more from his father's library than by high school or the university. Alifana then asks Borges to speak about his mother, Donna Leonor. Borges tells him that his mother was an extraordinary person who showed him a great deal of kindness in his life. Then he continues telling that the interviewer in a confessional tone that he feels guilty for not having been a happy man in order to have given his mother the happiness she deserved. He also feels that he should have shown a better understanding of his mother. Then he generalizes the issue, stating that it is true of all children that when their mothers die, children feel that they had taken them for granted while she was alive, like they do not with the moon or the sun or the seasons, and feels that they have abused their mothers. However, this truth does not dawn on such children before the death of their mother. Then Borges adds that his mother was an intelligent and gracious woman who had no enemies. Borges is one of the opinion that these essential metaphors are found in all literature, apart from many others which are whimsical. Borges then tells him that the poet has to discover metaphors even though they may already exist. Finally, Alfano asks Borges to commit on the statement modern developments in communication will replace the books with something more dynamic that will require less time than reading. Borges tells him that books will never disappear. Then he declares that among the many inventions of man, the book is undoubtedly the most astounding, and all others are only extensions of our bodies. He opines that the telephone is the extension of our voice, the telescope and the microscope are extensions of our sight, and the sword and the flag are extensions of our arms. He asserts that only the book is an extension of our imagination and memory. Then Alfano asks Borges his reaction to his own statement, literature is a dream. Borges assertively tells him that it is true. He restates his statement, literature is a dream, and says that it is a controlled dream. Then he says that it is a belief that we owe literature almost everything we are, what we have been, and also what we will be, and ends saying our past is nothing but a sequence of our dreams. He concludes remarking that there can be no difference between dreaming and remembering the past. Then he declares books are the great memory of all centuries and their function is irreplaceable. If book disappear, history will disappear and surely the man would disappear.